right, welcome everybody. This is episode 7 of Transfer Talk, and we have a different one for you. Obviously, we have a different background, different semester, new environment. We're still in COVID season, so distancing, all that stuff. Spooky season. If you don't already know, my name is Devin Dawson. I am a fourth year transfer student from Jacksonville, Florida, currently studying information communication technology. And I have two lovely guests from completely different places where I come from. I would like them to introduce themselves.
Well, my name is Gustavo. I'm from Venezuela, and I'm a senior studying civil engineering, and I'm a transfer student.
My name is Maria Jose Cespedes. I am from San Jose, Costa Rica. I am a senior currently majoring in economics.
Well, the first question that goes through my mind would be to tell us a little bit about your hometown. Who would want to go first? Two completely different places.
Yes, well, I come from a small country in Central America. It was like a town, if you could say, because we all know each other. And I went to an American school, so I've always known English, so it wasn't that new for me when I came here, but I miss my country a lot. And best food, the best rainforest, and the best beaches.
I believe that. I definitely believe that.
You would argue the contrary.
Oh, what?
Oh, what? Okay.
Oh.
My case, I come from Venezuela.
Okay.
Again, I truly miss my country so much. It's been almost 2 years since I've gone, and I die to go back every day. But yeah, I lived in the capital city, Caracas, which was also pretty beautiful. Beaches were better than Costa Rica, and the food was better as well. So, so yeah, that's one thing. It was way bigger as well.
Okay.
Yeah, almost 3 million people in there.
Wow.
But yeah, I truly miss it. Truly miss it. Not only because of this is my hometown, I miss it because of all my friends are there, and well, at least that's what I think it will happen.
Yeah.
I think I miss the idea of my hometown because my hometown right now, if I were to go today, it would not be the same.
That is very true, especially throughout COVID. Do you know anything about that affecting?
Yeah.
hometown?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's rough. It's rough back there. I mean, if the country was bad enough, just imagine how hard the pandemic hit.
That is true.
Yeah, in Costa Rica, it was total lockdown for like 4 months that I was there. I was in AB. They closed airports. Everyone was in their house. It was hard.
I can only imagine. Before I do the second episode, question. I didn't even realize this is still on. Edited. I was okay. So question 2. Second question that I have would be, what's like a difference you would say like from education in your hometown compared to like education in the U.S. Because I can imagine there's not huge $1 million universities like laying around there. So how's that experience like education back home?
Well, let's say in the case of Venezuela, the first difference I could identify is that there's no such thing as a law school or medical school. You can either study medicine or law as a bachelor's degree.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's the first difference I could identify.
in Costa Rica it's the same.
I mean, I have friends that tell me that apparently school in their home country is always more difficult than it is here. People seem to think that education in the U.S. is like super easy, or super bad or whatever. But for some reason, U.S. education is like top rated in the world. So that can give you an idea. So what I was thinking is that maybe people complain about education in our home country, which is why we think it's bad, but it's not bad. It's that since that people just still live in their houses, they're still living their regular high school life, and they're having actually, I mean, college is not such a big step for them. They're just kind of still in their young minds. So they don't pay attention to college. They don't pay attention to anything like that. Which, of course, if you don't pay attention, it's gonna be extremely hard. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, regardless of that, professors are pretty good. Pretty much everybody who teaches in Venezuela teaches because of a hobby. Because in terms of salary, they don't pretty much earn anything, like at all. They teach for the sake of teaching, for the love of teaching. And in terms of pricing, let's say a state college in here may charge you, let's say maybe 3,000 a semester with a big load of classes. In Venezuela, the most expensive college in there would be probably $1,000 per semester.
Wow.
To the cheapest one being maybe below zero, paid by the state. Free, exactly, but being free means that they pretty much don't ever have classes. Professors are pretty scarce, and materials are pretty scarce. I mean, everything is pretty limited in there, but that's one thing.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Is it any better in Costa Rica?
I don't know. I do know that the only reason I'm here in the States and it's because of opportunities. I think we learned pretty similar than in Costa Rica. The thing is that here we have 10 times more opportunities in every sense of the word, and so I think that's like the major difference. Also, we have the same as Venezuela, that we go directly to med school or law school if we wanna pursue that.
Gotcha. What would you say that you miss the most about your home country? Obviously, I know there could be a vast amount of things, but if you had to put one thing at the very top, what would you say that would be?
Wow. I mean, because again, what I told you previously, what I miss from my country is more of just an idea. I mean, it's just some idea I have from the past, from what it used to be. I probably just, more than anything, I miss is hanging out with my high school friends. Since I came here alone, completely alone. My friends I have are friends that I made along the way, for example, Maho. I think I miss my friends, and maybe just living in my own house with my parents and all that. I mean, living to college is something it's a whole different vibe, just going to live alone and whatever, start your life. But I mean, I miss my folks cooking for me,
Yeah. It was definitely a different food selection here.
Different food selection, different vibe, I kind of miss that. Kind of miss, my family, my friends. Maybe the type of freedom we have there. Of course, we may argue pretty easily that there's more freedom in here than there is there, but I guess what I refer to is just a little more chilled in town.
I feel that.
Not too much problems, not too much crashes. There's no crashes at all. You rarely see a car crash in there.
Y'all on the left side of the road or right?
No, we're driving right. No. Although people drive on the left.
Oh wow.
Sometimes.
Wow.
But yeah, I don't know. What about you, Maho?
Well, what I most miss is, besides my family, is the food. Wow. There's nothing better than waking up and going for breakfast for tortillas and gallo pinto, that it's rice and beans with salsa lisana, that is a Costa Rican sauce, so good. And probably it's that, waking up and being able to grab it from your fridge. I
Mm.
miss. That's probably what I most miss, besides my family.
Now, let me tell you something. The fact that we came here made that pretty much 70% of what I cook is my hometown food.
Mm.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
He cooks arepas that are from Venezuela and they're so good.
That's it.
Like maybe that remaining 30% might be like I started doing fried chicken. Wow, man, that's
Damn, I want to try that.
yeah. I started doing fried chicken.
Hey.
I started cooking chili. I mean, I
Good.
never tried chili like in my hometown. That thing never existed. I was like, what chili? I don't know. Why? But yeah,
Yeah.
living
One thing-
alone has pushed me to improve my gastronomic skills.
That's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's really good stuff. It's crazy because these meals that you guys are familiar with that taste so good, most people like never experience it. They think what's here is like the best.
No,
So it's like
no.
they're just okay with it. You know?
I like a good burger, but there's nothing better than an arepa or a gallo pinto.
The world's pretty big.
Mm.
It's a lot of stuff out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
This next question, how would you say like the international student experience help you understand, respect, and kind of know like cultural differences? Because obviously it's a culture shock for most people. It was a culture shock for me going to FSU because before I was going to predominantly like black schools and then switched to a predominantly white school and only seeing like a few people like myself that was like I was prepared for it, but it was still like you kind of have to adjust, and then also you see how different people like are living. So like has that experience like helped you understand?
Well, in my case, I definitely was similar to you. I had a very huge culture shock.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I went to Panama maybe like one day your dad is like, well, just pick up a bag and we're going to Panama. Everything I know about Panama is pretty much, well, maybe the canal.
Yeah.
I didn't know much about Panama before, so coming there, I mean, to a whole new country, of course. Although we're Hispanic, we're Latin, we might be similar, but of course, there's always gonna be these tiny cultural differences that you're gonna be like, oh, I kind of miss my hometown, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I mean, I went there. Funny thing is that FSU Panama, maybe 10% was Panamanian.
Only 10?
Only 10%.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow.
I mean, you wouldn't expect that, but I mean, the other 90% was people from Costa Rica, people from Colombia, Salvador, Honduras, Brazil, some other American states, not Florida, maybe Alabama, maybe Georgia, maybe, I don't know which other states.
How
Mexico.
big is it, the campus?
And
Well, campus is, I mean, the actual campus, like
Yeah.
the facilities are,
it's a building. It's just like a building, and there's, I don't know, we were like 500 students. It was like a high school.
yeah, I mean, facilities of campus are pretty small, but still, I mean, we are in this area called City of Knowledge, which is kind of the remainders of what used to be an American fort back when the Americans took over the canal. There's something called Fort Clayton, and all of that American stuff just remained and kind of became like this city that's filled with, not city, like this place that's filled with like NGOs, United Nations,
The
Red Cross, some other. I mean, it's a pretty cool area. I mean, many of the big corporations have offices there as well. For example, the big Panamanian Airline corporations have offices in there. But yeah, I mean, that whole area, it's kind of the FSU Panama campus because we have access to all of those green areas. There's football fields. There's even a driving range if you want to play golf. But yeah, our facilities are pretty small, but our campus is maybe what was that 70 hectares hectares, 140 acres.
Okay.
Yeah,
Get a visual.
it's
Yeah.
pretty small compared to what
Which
we
compared
do.
to right here, this is almost 800 acres or something like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty huge.
Yeah, compared to
Yes.
what we have here.
You could burn some pounds walking just to
Yeah.
class every day.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, but exactly. I mean, back in FSU Pana, one could be afraid because you're being dropped into this place where, again, you're not dropped with any of your friends. You're dropped with maybe a friend or something, but the most people you're gonna be surrounded with is gonna be people just like you, the same guy that got also taken away from his hometown, which has a cultural background. I mean, upside down from you, like completely different for you. Which is why you kind of start. I mean, your college life, you start learning pretty much about everybody. Like you learn about everybody's culture. I mean, your language, your slang is just so mixed up because you start using words from El Salvador, we're from Costa Rica, we're from Colombia, and somehow you all know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You kind of make your own language based on like maybe 5 combinations. It's pretty strange.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's cool.
with all that, you start to realize that all these people may not be so different from you,
Yeah.
and you start making some real connections, like by maybe valuing not only like, pretty much forgetting about this whole nationalistic feeling and just pretty much focusing on the person by itself.
Mhm.
And yeah, and when you come here and all that experience in Panama, when you come here seeing somebody from maybe Asia or something, you're like, oh, it's pretty cool. I mean, I can totally bond with this guy because
Yeah.
I'm used to bonding with people that are completely different to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a cool experience. Transferring from Panama, since Panama is very, very diverse.
Mm.
But yeah, how about you, Maho?
Yeah, that's the same. I chose to go to Panama, to see Panama like in a matter of 3 days, and again I was dropped there, and I was like, well, what do I do? And yeah, along this almost 4 years, I've met incredible people, and I didn't have that same shock, kind of, because I came from an American school and it was pretty diverse, so like I knew different cultures and that. But I think my biggest shock was when I came here to the States, because everything is easier. So you're used, like for example in Central America and Latin America, you're more used to like having trouble to fix stuff, and then you come here and you're like, wow, I love this place. It's so easy.
Yeah.
But and it wasn't that hard because, well, we came as friends, so at least you have a group of people that we all transfer here and we all know each other. But yeah.
So would you say it's like kind of cliquish in Panama, say, or most people like open to meeting new friends?
I think people are open to meeting new friends because, again, rarely you would come there with friends.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, rarely.
Would you say like language is kind of like a barrier for somebody who might attend school there? Like if they like only know English or if they're not familiar with Spanish?
Well, fortunately, FSU Panama, although we all come from different places, the language you will receive classes in English.
Okay.
So you have to know English.
Yeah.
Which in the given case that you meet somebody from Belize or somebody from Brazil, that maybe you don't speak Portuguese and maybe he doesn't speak Spanish, you all speak in English, and in school you guys communicate. There's no problem at all.
I met my current roommate. I met her in FSU Panama, and she's from here, actually from Houston, Texas, and we never had trouble with that. And she dates right now a Panamanian, so it's funny.
Yeah.
Okay. What's it called? I just asked that because I didn't know. Like, let's say if I was picturing me if I went to there, would that hinder me from making more friends?
Nah.
No.
That's
Not
interesting.
at all. And again, the area you would be in would be Fort Clinton, which pretty much everybody there speaks English.
Exactly.
which is kind of the American zone.
Okay. Is there like, so there's like no culture biases like at all? Because I would say, going here, if you're a certain like color, maybe, you know, some people they might not be, they can be like cliquish, you know, not really be too like open or even worried about making friends that don't look the same as them, I guess you could say. But like you said, I doubt that it'll be like that in Panama.
No, don't worry about it. Panama is pretty fun. There's never like any cases of. I mean, I never like heard any of my friends. I mean, tell me something like that. I mean, everybody was is pretty much. It was pretty inclusive.
Yeah.
Inclusive, yeah.
I like that. I like the idea of that. Speaking of likes, what would you say you would? Would you say that you like the most about studying in the U.S.? You know, as opposed to international study.
Well, I mean, for example. Well, first of all, what I like most about the U.S. is that, of course, I'm going to graduate with a very heavy degree. Well, heavy in the sense of like very powerful degree, like American University.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of for the most basic thing I love about studying here. But what I do love about studying like in here is that again different from Venezuela. I mean, the inclusion was not so big. I mean, if you didn't like fit in there, there's not gonna be anybody to be like, oh, come on, let me help you fit. That's no such thing.
Yeah.
If you didn't fit in there, you would just fit with the other people that don't fit. That would be pretty much your group.
Yeah.
The non-fitters.
The non-fitters. Yeah.
Which, in contrast to here, I mean, the short time I've been here, I've noticed that there's such a big like environment of inclusion. Like I mean, there's so many resources that are just like made to help you like feel comfortable or included or like come on, get involved.
Mm-hmm.
They will welcome you with open arms. You're ours now. I mean, it's something I truly appreciate, which something that didn't happen back there.
No, I definitely feel that. I definitely.
But yeah, I mean, and it's for everybody. So there's not like a specific like type of people who are get like this treatment. I mean, no, it's for everybody. Like, it can be like from anywhere. I mean, you can look any type and you'll still have that same treatment. It's something I truly appreciate. I mean, but yeah.
There's also a group for everyone. Like, you can like whatever you want, and there's a group. There's a group that like you can feed.
Yeah, I mean, there's like here there's like no standard of like what's normal or like what's the right thing in here. I mean, because if you like something or if you like something, I mean, there's like already like this people are we just like include you like come on, you're great, come with us and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which in comparison back then, if you didn't like well normal, you were like already like weird and stuff.
Yeah. I would definitely say like obviously there's some people that judge you here, but for the most part, like often the person that judges you the most is like yourself. Like you choose like if you want to let certain people's that usually don't matter negative thoughts about you affect you, or do you want to gravitate to those people who are like you and be a part of that group? Because like I definitely agree this, especially at FSU specifically, like there's definitely like a place for everybody.
Yeah.
And then once you find out about it, then it's like it just makes life that much better because you get that feeling of like purpose, and then also encouragement and positivity, and then also not only that but just lifelong friends, because life continues after we graduate, and these are the same people that you still be able to talk to, communicate, and if Because I remember my parents used to always tell me, like, make sure you make friends when you're in college because you're going to be around the future doctors and lawyers and or this and that. You never know, like, what help you might need in the
Yeah.
future and stuff.
Yeah, network.
Yeah, networking. Very, very
Yes.
nice of you.
How about you, Mom?
I think what I most like is the opportunities that we have. Like I'm like in shock with the amount of opportunities there are. Like literally, I went last winter. I went with FSU to Israel on like a Christian and political with our political Christian organization. It was awesome. I remember that my mom said to me like, "You're going on a plane with 39 random people that you don't know," and I was like, she was like, "Are you sure you want to go?" I was like, "Yeah. The worst thing that can happen is that I'll be back with no friends."
Yeah.
But like that opportunity, like I got it because I was in a class with a professor that came with us. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't have gotten it probably never in Costa Rica. Not even in FSU Panama probably. So I think the opportunities that you get here are like super good and helpful also.
I definitely agree, and I can relate too. Like I traveled twice to like Atlanta for free, and to California, just by like meeting people up here, and it's like Jacksonville. That's where I'm from. It's northern Florida. I wouldn't have got those same opportunities like in the environment that I was in, specifically. So I definitely agree. I feel that. Is there any questions that you guys might have or wanted to add on?
I don't know. Do you have any more questions?
That was all the question I had for you guys. But at the end of the show, I like to ask, do like my guests have any questions? Anything you might want to know about school over here or just anything in general?
Let's see. You're a transfer student, right?
Yes.
What's the thing you dislike the most about transfer students?
You mean like about transfer students or what they have to go through?
Not like transfer students overall. Like, is there something you don't like about transfer students?
Like the attitude or something like that they bring.
I've never been asked that question. That's a good question. I've never been asked that question before. For the most part, I don't really have problems with people. I mean, a lot of the transfer that I encounter, they're always just trying to find their way. You know, like they finally made it into the school. You know, from whatever path, whether it's community college, a different university, and they're trying to find like something to be a part of, or like kind of like a purpose. Rather that, or they're just ready to graduate. You know, people who haven't found a purpose or like a group or whatever, they often result to being like, okay, I'm just ready to graduate, I'm ready to get out of here, be on the next journey to their life or whatever. But really, I try to hang around with people that like similar to me in the sense of trying to make the best out of their experience while they're here, and you know, make an impact and stuff like that. So I don't really have problems with those people, but I mean, there's only one transfer group that's like a little bit inclusive, and I had a problem at first slightly because I didn't get into it, but it wasn't necessarily because of them. It was because of my schedule, but the fact that it was so inclusive, I was like, really? But I got over it, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say that. But besides that, I wouldn't say I really had too many problems with transfer students. That's good.
That's good stuff. I would say, what is the best thing that has happened to you caused by the fact that you're a transfer student?
The best thing that happened to me, I would say, I mean, every church student has different, experiences and stuff. But me specifically, the best thing that happened to me is me going to like a roundtable for church student services and getting a job with church student services, because that kind of put me in a different network. Because like my coworkers were all people who had like masters and doctorates and stuff like that, and these are like the people that's making like the high level decisions like that's going on in the school. So me being able to be around that and kind of get like a different understanding, like Rod Kelly and my old supervisor, Dr. Burgess, like being around that kind of helped me navigate my way through the school. And then also like it made it easier for me to like, I guess you could say, make connections in other realms or like SGA. I'm familiar with people there, as well as like the Black Student Union and other orgs around the school. That type of exposure, the reason why I said, that's specific to me, because I do know plenty of transfers that just chose to go to school and they haven't necessarily been able to make those connections, or like they kind of still feel like they just go to school and home because they don't really have like those friends or those next group, but they are out there. To me, it's just really about taking that chance and taking that risk and seizing the opportunities. Because like you said, how you got that opportunity to Israel, you could have easily said no, I'm too scared to go. So that's really what it's all about. That's also a good question.
It's good stuff. Do you have anything more?
Thank you. But this has been really good. Most people don't really hear too much from international students, myself included. So really enjoyed the wisdom that you guys brought, and pretty sure the guests will enjoy it too. But that's everything that I have. So we will close this out. All right.
Thank you.